All right, well, hello, everybody, and thanks for tuning in to the New Center Credit Union Halftime Show. I'm your host, Austin Denton, with you. We're tied up, as Scott said, 36 apiece between Volcano Vista and Cleveland. Let's go ahead and take a look at the stats for both sides of the court. First, for the home team in tonight's contest, the Volcano Vista Hawks. Right now, the Hawks 14 of 20 from field goal range. That's a mere 70% from field goal range. 11 of 14 from two-point range, and 3 of 6 from three-point range. Overall, from the free throw line, the Hawks are 5 of 6, and they've picked up 14 rebounds on the night, 11 defensive and 3 offensive. The biggest thing so far for the Hawks has been their turnovers. Despite 13 turnovers, yes, 13 in the first half, they've been able to tie this game up and make a comeback and contend with Cleveland so far. They also have a block and a steal to cap things off as well. How about Jacob Aragon? What a half for him. 16 of Volcano Vista's 36 points. He's a perfect 6 of 6 from field goal range, 4 of 4 from two-point range, and 2 of 2 from three-point range. Excellent stuff coming from the forward Aragon. Then you have Jelante Gray, the big man, pitching in 8 points. He's 4 of 7 from field goal range, 4 of 5 from two-point range. You also have Jake Deathridge with 5 points. He's 2 of 3 from field goal range. And then Ben Monzano pitching in 4 points, 2 of 3 from field goal range. And then you have Jaquan Hill getting his points off of free throws, 3 points to be exact, 3 of 4 from the free throw line. Now on the other side of the court, the Cleveland Storm shooting 15 of 26 so far from field goal range. That's a 57.7%. They're 13 of 18 from two-point range and 2 of 8 from three-point range and 4 of 7 from the free throw line. So far, surprisingly, Cleveland has only picked up 5 rebounds on the night. 4 defensive and 1 offensive. That's going to be a real big point of emphasis in the locker room right now. But the good news is for Cleveland, they've only had 5 turnovers on the night, and they've also had 7 steals and a block, which has been a key contributor to Volcano Vista's turnover tonight. So in terms of the team comparison, Volcano Vista crashing the glass greatly over Cleveland, out-rebounding them 14-5. Then you also have Volcano Vista with more turnovers. They have 13, while Cleveland has only 5. Now we bring in Brian O'Neill for our first half analysis. And Brian, one of the things that I wanted to bring up with you before we went into this next one is that Cleveland outscored Volcano Vista 21-12 in the first quarter, but then Volcano Vista outscores Cleveland 24-15 in the second quarter to tie things up. And I got to say, it's been one heck of a game for Jacob Aragon.
Yeah, he's done an outstanding job, and offensively, being able to score inside and outside and doing a great job defensively, defending the basket. This was a basketball game that I thought Cleveland had a few opportunities that they could have really got these guys down. And Volcano Vista did a better job in the second quarter of taking care of the basketball, didn't turn the ball over as much, and then, as you said, got some big baskets out of Aragon.
And that's one of the things that I was going to bring up that you brought me right into the next thing was those defensive possessions. I think if I remember correctly, Volcano Vista picked up 10 or 11 of those turnovers in the first quarter and then only had about 2 or even just 1 turnover in that second quarter, and that was really what got them back into this game. But obviously defensively for Cleveland, it was best in the first quarter.
Yeah, and Cleveland's not going to beat you if they can't turn you over.
Right.
It's just their bread and butter, and it's what they want to do, And it's like they play the style. They don't play it as well, but they play that Hobbs basketball style, and I think that's what they want to do and press as much as they can and create turnovers. But as we talked about, if they can't score, they can't press. And when they can't press, they can't really turn you over. They were able to do that in the first quarter, and then Volcano Vista did a much better job of taking care of the basketball. I thought one adjustment that Greg Brown did was I thought he went with a little bit of a smaller lineup, so he kind of went with he moved Gray inside to the 4, got him off that wing, and gave him maybe another ball handler up top in Jaquan Hill, and I thought Hill had some really nice minutes.
Well, you take a look at the largest lead for Cleveland tonight. They had their largest lead of 11 points. and that practically got erased here in the second quarter because of how far ahead they were. And then all of a sudden, Volcano Vista figures out what they got to do, and now they erase that completely.
Yeah, and this is kind of what we thought we'd see with Cleveland. I thought we'd see a team that came out with a lot of fire, ready to play, and if Volcano Vista was able to kind of combat, that early run that we felt, that Cleveland was going to put on them, then, watch for them to kind of flex their muscles late third quarter, early fourth quarter. And when Volcano Vista gets a lead on you by 6 or 8, they become a difficult team to come back on. Cleveland, on the other story, if they're 6, 8 points ahead of you, they give you opportunities to get back in the game. Volcano Vista won't give Cleveland those same opportunities.
And finally, before we get back to the second half, who would you say is controlling the tempo right now? Because we talked about it in the pregame show about how both Coach Jimenez and Coach Brown like to dictate the tempo early. But who would you say throughout the game right now has the best control of the tempo?
I would tell you I think it's 50-50. I thought tempo was controlled by Cleveland in the first quarter, and the score indicated that. And I thought Volcano Vista did a better job in the second quarter in terms of tempo. So much about tempo is predicated upon taking care of the basketball. And if you turn the ball over, then it's going to correlate into transition basketball, which is up tempo. If you take care of the basketball and you're able to move the ball from side to side, get everybody involved, what Volcano likes to do, then you're controlling the tempo with a little bit of a slower pace. It's not a delay by any stretch, but a slower pace, which Volcano would rather play.
All right, well, thanks as always, Brian, for your first half analysis, and that'll do it for the Newsender Credit Union Halftime Show, but don't go anywhere. Scott Coletti and Brian O'Neill will bring you second half coverage of Cleveland and Volcano Vista. You're listening to the Larry H. Miller Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Game of the Week here on ESPN Radio 101.7 The Team, your hometown radio station.
You've been listening to the 101.7 The Team High School Basketball Halftime Show with Austin Denton. The second half is up next, right here on ESPN Radio 101.7 The Team.
Just take us back to that last shot real quick. What was going through your mind when you had that ball in your hands?
Well, I saw the ball go over my teammate's head, and I had to go make a play to save it. He got double-teamed, left me open. My teammate found me. I made the shot. So...
Yeah, definitely, and it's only fitting that you're our player of the game tonight. Let me just go over the stats real quick for you. 23 points, 9 of 14 from field goal range, 8 rebounds as well. You also had 2 steals and a block to cap it all off. I mean, that's got to sound amazing to you.
It does.
Definitely. So now that you guys have won this game against Cleveland, you beat Cleveland twice. Now you look into your district. It's going to be a great schedule the rest of the way for you guys. Just kind of talk about what you're going to be doing to prepare for this backstretch of district, especially District 1 with how tough it is.
We just got to go with our momentum. We got to win tonight. Just got to keep getting better, keep following our game plan and just do what we do. So